2014, I was approached by Pink Floyd to create an exhibition, and at first I was very uncertain about doing it, to be honest with you, because it was such a gargantuan task. I mean, to look at 50 years of this band and the history of it and everything that it's encompassed was quite daunting. But then I thought, you know what? There's nobody better to do it than me. I probably know more about the history of the band and the individual members than anybody else.
I think what's really great about this exhibition, and actually not in any way to compare it to Bowie, but I would just say that the stories in each case, it may have music as the backbone, but the story in each case is completely different. For them, it was about presenting their music and how the music sounded in their album covers on stage and giving that experience to the audience, whether they were at the front, in the front row or the back row of an enormous stadium.
And how much stuff in here is kind of yours that you own on your personal collection?
10-15% perhaps. Everyone's contributed stuff and some things have been made specially for the exhibition, which is really nice.
What stuff here is yours then? What did you kind of dig out of the garage, as it were?
Well, the nicest thing really is the Hockeside drum kit, which was painted for me, I don't know, 45 years ago. And once it's behind glass, it just looks $1 million. I mean, it's a gorgeous thing.
One of the things I've tried to do is make it a bit like a journey into Alice in Wonderland. So when you arrive at the exhibition, you go through this enormous original van that they used to drive, and it's way out of scale to anything that you've ever seen before. And that sort of journey is very reminiscent of psychedelia, of being on psychedelic drugs, of having an out-of-worldly and larger-than-life experience. So I've tried to recreate that in some of the exhibition.
Initially, the band thought that they didn't have enough stuff, they didn't have an archive, but as you can see, that turned out not to be the case. And certainly in some areas, we're standing at the moment in the music and technology area, and they have an amazing array, and Phil Taylor, who's been looking after the instrument collection for many years, was able to find things and dig them out and know where they were and what they did and all of that. So actually what's been fantastic is there's been a huge team effort, and obviously the V&A on one side, but also with the band, a huge team of people who go back with them right back to the 1960s in some cases.
Most of the excitement of doing this was actually discovering things that I didn't know. You know, for example, in this room next door, we have the cane and the caning book from when Roger Waters and Syd Barrett were at school together. And it shows Roger being given 3 of the best for fighting or throwing water or something, I can't remember. But you know, the fact that this relates directly to the teacher in the wall with the large cane, you know, it shows where it comes from. It's an intimate view.
It's planned to go on tour. We hope it will go around the world, because I imagine there'll be people, I mean, obviously they're massively popular, Pink Floyd, around the world, and I think people would be a bit disappointed if they don't get to see it.